Hey guys, Andy B2W here, and today I'm bringing you a new, different type of video. And I have a little book here, and you want to know why I have a book here? Let me explain to you why. I am going to be giving you my top 10 predictions for a new World Cup winner just in the future, because there's no specific date on this. These are just the next 10 countries that I believe in. Now, I believe that with these countries, that only about 3 of them will actually ever win a World Cup. And that'll be it. I don't think, I think football will go on for a long time. But I just cannot see that many new World Cup winners past the 8 we've already got. There's about 3 I can see, and I have the 3 in big type letters here, yeah. So, the first country, and you could say this is the one I believe, that will be the next one. I said Portugal. Now, I'm not saying Portugal are going to win this World Cup. I just don't believe that. You'll be seeing a World Cup prediction video from me closer to the time, and maybe I've just ruined it. Who knows, I might change my mind by then, and maybe I have Portugal winning it, who knows. But right now, I think Portugal will be the most likely new World Cup winner within the next time. Not this time, I just think they'll be the next country to win it who's never won it before. Reasons for this I have. Portugal have great players. Always have great players, great teams, have a good record at winning trophies. They have Portugal, Nations League, and they've won the Euros within 2016. I'm going to make a prediction. By 2030, that World Cup, Portugal will have won one. So within the next 3 World Cups, either this winter, 2026 or 2030, Portugal will win one of the next 3 World Cups. I don't think it'll be this year. I think it'll be one of the next 2. But I do think they will be the next new World Cup winner. Second, I've gone with the Netherlands. Now, the Netherlands are that country, it's going to happen eventually for them. It has to. It just has to. No country with that many good world-class players cannot not win it, if you know what I mean. It will happen eventually. Just like Man City with the Champions League. One day, they will eventually go all the way and win it. Will it be this year for the Dutch? I don't think no new World Cup winner will be winning this World Cup. Could be wrong, and I've received my predictions. Maybe I'll change my mind in a few weeks. But right now, no. I think Portugal will win it before Netherlands. I think Netherlands, before 2050, I think the Netherlands will do it. I think it'll be in Europe. I think the Netherlands will do it eventually. I think they'll get a great team together and will do it at last. Now, third, this is the last team who I think will actually win a World Cup ever. And it's America. I'm going to get laughed at for this, saying that, America aren't going to win a World Cup. Football is growing in the States. It is growing. And I know they've only been to the semi-finals once in 1930. And they got hammered. I understand that. But I believe America will do it eventually. Probably won't be in Europe. It'll probably be either North or South America. But America will one day get a good team together, probably before 2070, and will win a World Cup. I stand by that statement. America will do it. Now, the rest of these are all countries who I actually don't think will win it, but I think they're the most likely to, in a way, out of anyone else. And, I've tried to go for, a team, different continent I haven't yet. So I've said I've said Japan as an option. There's no numbers about these or anything now. These are just, the rest are random. But Japan, I know Japan have never really gone mad. I think quarterfinals is the furthest Japan have gotten. I think they did that twice. I could be wrong, in 2002 and 2010. Japan are not bad at football. They're not. They're really not. Football's growing there. And, you know, I do think if any team from Asia will win it, it will be Japan. I think Japan are better than Korea. And China was an option. I was really considering China. But the truth is with China, and why China aren't on this list, is because China, since the World Cup began in 2030, have been in one World Cup. That is appalling for China. And the thing is, that's not going to change anytime soon. So I'm sorry, China, but you're not in this list. Japan are more likely to. Now, my African country I've written down. This was so hard because I think there's a number of African teams that could do it. Tunisia could. Morocco could. You know, Ivory Coast are always quite good. Ghana. You know, Senegal were one I nearly put down. You know, Morocco were good. Who else was there? There's a few others. Egypt always do great in African Cup of Nations. But it was between three. South Africa, Nigeria and Cameroon. And I've gone with Nigeria just about because Nigeria has a big population and I do believe Nigeria has got the best African players. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the last 16 is the furthest Nigeria have gone. And I know African teams have gone further than that. Senegal have. Ghana have. They've both reached the last day. So why am I saying Nigeria? Nigeria have always been the most consistently good African country. No, they're not in this World Cup. But no African team is going to win this World Cup. Nigeria would be the most likely of any African country to win it. I think Nigeria will. I don't think any African country will ever win it. But I do think Nigeria would be the most likely to. Now, I've said I wanted to pick a Scandinavian country. This was between Sweden and Denmark, who I think both have got great possibilities one day. And I've said Denmark because Denmark have the record. They've won the Euros before. They've always got a half-decent team. I think Denmark could go on a crack at this tournament and go far. I just rate Denmark a lot. I think they've always had great players. And I believe if any team from Scandinavia will win it, Denmark. Denmark, I think, will be more likely to win it than most European countries, believe it or not. And yeah, I said Denmark and I back it. I know the furthest Denmark have gotten in the World Cup is the last 8, but seventh, well not seventh, again I'm just going on the list, it's Mexico. I've said Mexico. Always had great players. And here's the thing about Mexico though, and this is a true stat. They've never gotten past the quarter-final, and I think they've only ever reached the quarters at home. I don't know they've ever in a different place gotten past it. You'll see my prediction for the World Cup in a bit. Maybe I've changed that. Maybe there will be a bit of a shock in that. But Mexico are good, and I had to put them on this list because everyone's always said that any team from another continent wins the World Cup, it'll be Mexico. I've always said America, but I can see people's point with Mexico. I very much can. If one's going to do it this summer, Mexico will probably be the best team to do it. And yeah, I just back Mexico in this list. And I do think one day, here's another prediction for you. Mexico in the next 4 or 5 World Cups, let's say 5, will finally make a semi-final. They won't win it or get to the final, they'll make the semis though. Now 8. This is going to be very political. Is it political? I don't know how to describe this. Now, don't hate on me, please. I'm not going to talk about the war, but I have said Russia. Now, I know people will say this war may never end, but all wars will eventually end. And when it does end, you just got, I'm trying to look at this from the football side of it. I am. And that is, Russia have always had great players. A big country, the biggest country in the world. Are you telling me there isn't a chance that they will win a World Cup? Because I think there is a big chance. And, I mean, I think they've had great players before. They have made the semis before. I don't think they've ever made the final. I'm pretty certain about that. I mean, they've won the Euros, I believe. But Russia have, always had decent teams, Russia. And I think Russia will, one day, could win a World Cup one day. Who knows? Now, former Yugoslavia. Yep, the former Yugoslavia now. Yugoslavia have always had great teams. Now, I know you're thinking, Yugoslavia ain't a country anymore, Andrew. What are you on about? What I'm on about is a team from Yugoslavia will be up there one day. And maybe they'll win it. And my choices were either Croatia or Serbia here, and I've had to go with Croatia. Because Croatia have had the history. They've reached the final and the semi-final in just the space of 20 years between each other with a country that small. Now, are you telling me Croatia can't go the distance? All they would have had to do last time is win one more match and they would have had it. I think Croatia have a chance, but I don't think it will ever happen. I think Croatia will win the Euros. So I think there's a good one for you. Next team who's never won the Euros, Croatia have to be up there. But because this isn't the Euros, this is the World Cup, I've added Croatia on the list, but I don't think this will happen. I hope it does because I think it'll be interesting, but no. 10th and the final country I've gone with is Chile. Why have I gone with Chile now? When I think the best they've done is... Have Chile made the semi-finals? Did Chile make the semi-finals in 62? Oh, hold on. I know this is unprofessional, but we have our resources here. This is a very respectable YouTube channel. Let's see. Let's Google what is Chile's, We're going to find out together, let's see. I'm right. Yeah, I'm right. It says this, Chile have appeared in 9 World Cup finals, and their best was 1962 when they came to it. I knew it. I knew they had reached the semi-final before. And they've won the Copa America before, a good few times. Chile will do it. One day, Chile could win a World Cup. Who knows? It was a tough one. Them and Colombia were options. I said Chile because I just think Chile are more likely to than Colombia are. Yeah, and that's just my opinion. But yeah. So what else was I on? Yeah, big countries I've missed out. One of them could be a massive mistake because they could win the World Cup this winter is Belgium. And hear me out with Belgium. Okay, I wanted to make this point why I didn't include Belgium. If Belgium don't win this World Cup, they'll never win it. I stand by that statement. This is Belgium's last chance with this golden generation to win anything. Can you seriously say they're going to do it this time? Because if they don't, they never will. I think Belgium will do really well in this World Cup. I know it's a spoiler for the prediction, but I do. I think Belgium will do brilliantly, but I don't know if they'd win it. And they bottled it too many times, and Maybe they will. Belgium would be one I would count for the Euro list. They could build up a new team and go and win a Euros. But yeah, Greece again, they won a Euros. Why haven't I said Greece or even Turkey are good? Just don't believe it. I didn't say Australia. Big country. Why haven't I said Australia? Because I don't think Australia will win a World Cup. I think they've got a big country and you never know, but I just doubt it. And yeah, before we go into any more trouble on this video, I think this will be an appropriate time to end it and say I'll be doing a Bows vlog next Friday. Might be doing another video in between. I'll have to see. I might do a video on the next, like, 10 hosts I'd love to see host the World Cup. 10 countries I'd love to see host it. If you want to see that, let me know. Anyway, it's been me, and I'll see you in the next one.